What's up? For those of you guys who don't know me, my name's Paul Ivacoli, and here's the thing, you guys. I want to give you my secret formula that allowed me to personally sponsor anywhere from 10 to 15 people in a matter of a week. So my last week that I used this formula and I really went all out and after it, I sponsored 10 out of 15 people that walked into my office. Me and my friend Nick, we had this language pattern, this closing pattern that I really used to get people in there, and they would leave as an IBO or a brand partner, whatever you use in your business. But I want to give you the 3 steps that really allow me, to make this presentation just rock solid to the point where they're ready to get started. They start on the spot and they leave, happy with what they bought. All right, so here's the thing. The first thing is presentation. The presentation, I don't want you guys to think it has to be some long drawn out, process. Reality is it should be simple, straightforward, to the point, attractive and sexy. You want to show them basically, if they hopped into my office, what I would do is I'd get them in there, talk just for a second, how's your day? Oh, great, quick small talk, and say, all right, well, if you're ready, let's get to this. All right, I pulled up, a video that was attractive and sexy, and that was 3 to 5 minutes long. All right, I pulled up a video and had them watch it. Now, here's the thing: the video isn't meant to answer all their questions. It was just simply meant to pique their interest. Okay, so you're going to start to answer their questions, right after the video. But the video is there to simply give them some visuals and really kind of hype them up. You don't want to overhype anything by any means, but at the same time, you do want some sort of excitement, some sort of sense of excitement. So definitely get in there, show them a video. Now here's the thing, don't be one of those people that waste your time making a long video, some opportunity video. I did that myself. I made that mistake, and I know a lot of people that also make the mistake of trying to make a long opportunity video, or just in general an opportunity video, when there's already opportunity videos in your company. Just use those ones. Find the one that you like, use that one, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. That's what I found works best. The second thing is I would give them the numbers. And the reason I give them the numbers is because it really paints a picture in their head. Okay, so this step is very, very important, because if you can't paint a picture in someone's head, then how the heck are they supposed to, this is a logic-based situation. How the heck are they supposed to understand how simple it is to break even, or how simple it is to succeed? And this is how I tell them. I format in a way that I give them the numbers behind how truly simple it was to succeed, so then they'd be like, okay, well, now I think I can do this. You break some limiting beliefs, a limiting belief in themselves, because I found that there are limiting beliefs within people. And the first one, definitely the biggest, is their limiting belief in whether or not they can actually succeed in what you're talking about. And that's mostly stems from a limiting belief in themselves, if they can do it or not. And so what we're going to do is break this down for them in a sense of numbers. Okay, what I would say, and this is an example I use in my company, it takes around 3 people to break even in my company. So check this out. If it takes 3 people, meaning 3 people buying the same amount of product volume as I am, well, then here's the thing. Now I can tell them, well, it takes me 3 people to break even, it'll take you 3 people to break even, and I'll show you how simple it is to get 3 people. Okay, and this is how I do it. Okay, so there's, we have a world full of 7 billion people. Now, obviously, it'd be foolish of me to ask you to talk to 7 billion people, so I'm not going to ask you to do that. But out of those 7 billion people, you probably come into contact with anywhere from 15 to 25,000 people, obviously depending on their age. Okay, anywhere from 15 to 25,000 people. Now, I wouldn't ask you to talk to all those people. That'd be foolish of me, because here's why. You probably don't even remember all their faces or names. Okay, so out of those 15,000 people, you're probably socially connected to anywhere between, I would say 500 to 2,000 people. Socially connected meaning anything like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all right, your phone book, school, and work. Wouldn't you say you are? And I'd pause and they'd say yes, because everyone, is. Exactly, perfect. So I'm not even going to ask you to talk to all those people, but what I will ask, all right, what I will ask of you is, if you want to succeed in this, and it's not hard to break even by getting 3 people enrolled. All right, I'll explain why. All I'm going to ask is that you make a list of people, 100 people that you don't care whether or not they join. So use your Facebook, use your phone book, make a list of 100 people that you don't care whether or not they join. Because if they tell you no, you don't care. All right, because now here's the best part. Here's the best part. All I'm going to ask that you do is get a 3% success rate and a 97% failure rate. So here's my point. All right, can you make 3 shots? Can you make, if I put you in front of a basketball hoop and ask you for $1 million, will you make 3 shots from the free throw line out of 100? That means 97 missed shots. Anyone would tell me yes. Well, then perfect, man, because if you get 3 people, you cannot fail. All right, you cannot fail because if you get 3 people, you've broken even, you get a bunch of free product, and now you can tell people that story. So check this out. All right, and this is going to be in your favor. There's this thing called the law of averages. The law of averages basically states that the more that you do something, the more that an average begins to appear. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say a quarter. You take and flip a quarter. What are the odds that it's going to land on heads or tails? Everyone says 50-50. Perfect. Okay, so let's say I flip that quarter. First time tails, second time tails, third time it lands on tails, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, seventh time tails. Now, what are the odds that that quarter is going to land on tails 10 times in a row? Nonetheless, 100. You know what they say? Well, it's virtually impossible. Are you kidding me? There's no way it's going to land on tails 100 times in a row. And I'm like, why? Because there's another side. Okay, so check this out. The more that it lands on tails, the higher the odds get for it to land on heads. That means that if you're talking to prospects, let's say you go and get 7 no's. Let's say that tails is a no from a prospect. The more no's that you get, the closer you get to a yes. So now they understand that there's absolutely no way that if they're using a simple invite that I teach them, that they can fail if they talk to 100 people, because no matter what, all they need is 3. Nonetheless, they could probably get way more than 3 people to say yes if they actually go and talk to 100 people, but that's my point, you guys. Now, obviously, when I tell them to make a list, this is for beginners. Obviously, if you've gone through your whole list, if you've been through, all the troubles of making a list, calling people, you're sick and tired of doing events, calls, writing down a new list, all right? Nick and I, honestly, we don't even make lists anymore. What we do is we use the internet to generate targeted leads, get targeted traffic to add themselves to our list so we can talk to them so they can talk to us. We're kind of like hunted down as opposed to us going out and hunting. But if you want to learn actually how we do that, I will have a link in the description below. It's called thefreedomformula.org. It's a free video training series that we created for you guys to learn exactly how we do that. But the last step, and this is the most important, this is something that I really learned, and once I figured it out, it just changed, it revolutionized the game for me. And here's the thing, you guys, most people skip this step, and here it is, all right? Build a sense of urgency, and this is how I do it. I have a game plan that I already set up before I talk to them, and I'd say, within this week, I've done my numbers, I know the math, and they know I did because I told them about numbers. I did my numbers, I know the math, and I know I'm gonna enroll anywhere from 30 to 36 people this week alone, just, talking to people. That being said, I have a couple of people coming in, in 10 minutes to meet with me. All right, here's the deal. This is probably the reason you want to sign up now as opposed to next week, because by now and next week, I could have anywhere from 10 to 12 people enrolled, meaning you can miss out on that. So potentially you could at least have, bare minimum 2 to 10 people in your team, and you don't want to miss out on that. So check this out. If you're sitting on the fence a little bit, do you have any questions? And, I'd ask them, do they have any questions? They're like, well, not really. I kind of do, and I wanted to go home and do more research. I'm like, well, here's the deal, man. If you go home and do some more research, that's awesome. That's great. I just don't want you to miss out on, the people that I might possibly be enrolling and putting in your downline to work with you. All right, so here's the deal. You probably don't want to wait. And if they're on the fence still at this point in time, if they're still on the fence, what I would do is I just sit there and I ask them a question or two and just let them answer. I don't even speak at that point. I let them answer. And then if I can tell at this point in time they're really feeling it, they're itching because they don't want to miss out on this opportunity, what I would do is I would say, well, perfect, man. Here's the deal. If you don't have any more questions, you sound like you're ready to get started. This is where I ask for the sale. You sound like you're ready to get started. All right, sound fair enough? And at that point in time, they look at me, they're like, well, yeah, I don't see why not. All right, man, perfect. Let's get your credit card out. And I just have the sign-up form ready right in front of them. And this formula allowed me to enroll 10 people out of 15 people that came into my office on the spot. Now, obviously use this ethically, because there are, at the same time, I'm not telling you that each one of those people succeeded in network marketing by any means, but they did sign up on the spot because I was using such a powerful pattern, that they didn't subconsciously understand, so they just signed up on the spot. So honestly, this is gonna work for you very, very well if you learn how to apply, if you learn how to use it. However, don't use it unethically. Don't sign people up that okay, you're gonna make a quick buck on, and they're probably gonna drop off next month anyways, because that in itself is a waste of your time, and you actually lose a friendship and you lose a lot of trust in that person, and that person quits trusting you. They may even tell their friends. So use this ethically. All right, you guys, but check this out. I hope you got some value from that. But more importantly, Nick and I, I was talking about it a little bit earlier. Nick and I are working on something, a project we call the Freedom Formula Project Change Your Life. And it's something that we use, to actually enroll, 1 to 2 people daily, but more importantly, generate, anywhere from 50 plus leads daily simply using the internet. And it's a free video training series that we put out there for you guys. Obviously it was something that we're using on your own, but like I said, I actually do want to put a lot more value out there for you guys so you guys can get the same results that we're getting. So check it out. It's called thefreedomformula.org. It's going to be down in the description below. But until then, we'll talk soon.